Pop culture is a set of beliefs, practices, and objects that are dominant or prevalent in the society at a given point in time. Here in the Philippines, we have a lot to offer. Let me introduce you the practices of Philippine pop culture.
Philippines is a country that has varied cultural influences. Most of these influences are results of the previous colonizations. Despite of all influences, Filipino cultures and traditions has been retained and are clearly seen in their way of living. Wherever you go, Filipino cultures is very evident. One of those most well-known Filipino traditions is pagmamano. Did you know that mano or pagmamano is an honoring gesture used in Filipino culture? It is often done by young people to the elder, performed as a sign of respect and as a way of requesting a blessing from the elder. This is done by gently striking the elder's right hand to the young's forehead. According to historians, the traditions began when the Spanish occupied the country and the natives are showing respect to the Catholic priest by kissing their hands. Pagmamano is a Filipino culture and traditions that shows respect and courtesy to the elderly. Pagmamano is one of the Filipino cultures and traditions that must be passed from generations to generations, for it maintains the value of a real Filipino and preserve our cultural heritage. Promoting and preserving our Philippine customs and traditions make Filipino culture unique and different from other culture.
Mañana habit. Most of the Filipinos have this habit. It is the perceived negative tendency of Spanish-speaking South Americans and Filipinos to procrastination and laziness. Mañana is a Spanish word for later or tomorrow. Mañana habit is considered a bad practice because this affects the mood of all. This is dangerous once this becomes a habit.
Pamamanhikan is one of the family-oriented Filipino values and traditions in the Philippines related to marriage. Respect is highly emphasized in the Filipino culture, and pamamanhikan is the groom and bride's way of honoring their parents and seeking their blessings and approval before getting married. During the pamamanhikan, the family of the groom visits the house of the bride. The groom usually brings Filipino dishes and delicacies. The two parties meet during this occasion and have a chance to plan the upcoming wedding.
Bayanihan is the most valued culture of the Filipino people. It simply means giving a hand to community in accomplishing goal together as one. Another term to bayanihan is a community spirit. Bayanihan is the core essence of the Filipino culture. It is helping out one's neighbor as a community and doing the task together, those listening the workload in making the job easier. It is also called the community spirit. It is best exhibited when people wish to make the location in the rural area. It's a kind of fundraising activity where people reenact the bayanihan activity of many years ago. people carry houses from one place to another. To raise funds to help victims of disaster for festival, people make house from indigenous materials and raise with the houses to a distant location.
Harana, the lost ritual in Pinoy courtship. The harana is a serenade tradition in rural areas of the Philippines in which young men may formally meet single lady visitors. With the rise of technology, tradition gradually changed, and with it fades the courtship practice of Pinoys. Harana may still be here, but perhaps in the next generation it could totally disappear. In order not to let harana extinct, we must bring back harana. Philippine Opera Company have chosen to do harana to remind ourselves of who we are, where have we been, and what we held dear. We need to reawaken our cultural tardiness if we wish to survive as Filipinos and protect our culture. Our heritage is not luxury or a cost, but a necessity. So what are we waiting for? Let's bring back harana.
We must remember that Philippine pop culture plays a vital role in every aspect of Filipino life. Our culture is our identity given the fact that our country is a melting pot of Eastern and Western cultures. Our practices are made for us to be able to pass down our legendary works to the next generation. We must value our cultures, for it is the invisible band that ties us together. Because of this culture, we can shape our attitudes, our morals, behaviors, and our identity as an individual. Thank you.